Ladies and gents, welcome back. We have some breaking news this morning about Pfizer. Pfizer, the pharmaceutical company, which has made windfall profits during this pandemic that we've been dealing with for going on 3 years now. This news is coming from Project Veritas. Project Veritas is an investigative journalist outfit that's well known for getting CEOs and other members of organizations to spill the beans about what it is they're actually doing behind the scenes. They do this by infiltrating or getting the trust of these individuals over drinks when they think they're on a date with somebody in particular. Now, in this case, we have this on Twitter where it comes as the form of these videos, and you can tell that it's been compiled over a series of different meetings and different intervals. But they have this individual here who is, well, seemingly spilling the beans about what it is that Pfizer has in store for, developing new vaccines and what it is that they actually want to do with this. And part of this what people are calling gain of function research is the idea that instead of them proactively or reactively going after what strains of viruses that are out there, they've decided upon themselves that maybe they should go about it in the form of developing the viruses themselves and then find the vaccine. You can hear it for yourself here.
Pfizer ultimately is thinking about mutating COVID?
Well, that is not what we say to the public. No, don't tell anyone this building. You probably shouldn't tell anyone. We're exploring, you know how the virus keeps mutating?
Yeah.
Well, one of the things we're exploring is, why don't we just mutate it ourselves so we could preemptively develop new vaccines, right? So we have to do that. If we're going to do that, though, there's a risk of, as you could imagine, no one wants to be having a pharma company mutating viruses. It'd be, very controlled to make sure that this virus that you mutate doesn't create something it goes everywhere.
Something crazy.
Is the way that the virus started and moving on. To be honest, it makes no sense that this virus popped out of nowhere.
Yeah, I know.
Meet Jordon Trishton Walker, a director of research and development strategic operations and mRNA scientific planning at Pfizer.
It sounds like gain of function to me.
I don't know, it's a little bit different. I think it's different. It's definitely not gain of function.
It sounds like it is. I mean, it's okay.
No, directed evolution is very different. Well, you're not supposed to do gain of function research with the viruses. They recommend not. But you do these selected directional mutations to try to see if you can make more potent.
Yeah.
So there is research ongoing about that. I don't know how that's going to work. There might not be any more outbreaks because, Jesus Christ.
The gentleman seems to have absolutely no moral compass at all.
It's a revolving door for all government officials. It's pretty good for the industry, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's bad for everyone else in America.
Why is it bad for everybody else?
Because if the regulators who have to approve our drugs know that once they stop being regulated, they want to come work for the company, they're not going to be as hard for the company. They're doing their job.
If this is the quality of individuals within Pfizer that are making these huge decisions that risk global public health, it's profoundly corrupt.
So obviously, I'm going to leave the link in the description down below where you can go check out the whole entire video for yourself. This was an interesting thing that I saw posted today, and this was Viva Frei talking about, well, the Daily Mail had an article out there, and here he is, his post about this. You got some explaining to do. He's talking about to the CEO of Pfizer. Is it true that Pfizer is exploring mutating viruses so it could provide vaccines for it? And here's the Daily Mail article, which I'm glad he archived, because I actually went to the website looking for this article, and I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it, as if they published it and then it got pulled. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you find this, leave a comment in the comment section down below. But it's why don't we just mutate it ourselves? Director of research at Pfizer reveals in an undercover footage firm is exploring manipulating COVID to make it more potent by infecting monkeys to create new vaccines. New undercover footage shows alleged Pfizer executive Jordon Trishton Walker revealing that they plan to manipulate COVID in order to create more vaccines. Wow. Like, I'm not kidding. This sounds diabolical, like something that cartoon villains would do, not real people in real life. This is just absurd. What these companies are willing to do to expand their profits even more. It's just insidious. He explains the company would mutate the virus. He explains the company would mutate the virus by infecting monkeys. I'm not sure how that sentence works. Daily Mail has reached out to Pfizer for comment, obviously. Didn't get any back. Now, when it comes to the gain of function research, which this sounds like, and here's Dr. Robert Malone talking about, well, this is gain of function research.
You're gaining function. You're creating a new function in virus 1 by adding elements from virus 2, infecting one monkey and then another monkey. That's called serial passage. That appears to have been one of the technologies deployed in the Wuhan Institute of Virology with the humanized mouse strains that I believe were obtained from EcoHealth Alliance. That's an example of directed evolution. The gentleman seems to have absolutely no moral compass at all about what he's doing. The hubris and arrogance and immaturity. If this is the quality of individuals within Pfizer that are making these huge decisions that risk global public health with such a casual disregard for the human toll, it's profoundly corrupt in terms of would it be feasible for Pfizer to circumvent international or national law. I think that is undeniable. And the gentleman in your investigative work has clearly indicated that Pfizer believes that it has successfully captured the regulatory apparatus of the United States government and presumably worldwide. Pfizer has completed regulatory capture, is quite proud of it.
With government.
So this is just unbelievable to hear this actually spoken out loud by a member of Pfizer themselves. So we've all kind of had our thoughts and we had our suspicions of what was going on, but to hear about it out loud is just insidious. I don't even know how to explain this, but here we are more as he talks about the regulatory capture that they've actually established for themselves.
Well, I think the whole, like research of the viruses and mutating it, like, would be the ultimate like cash cow.
Yeah, it'd be perfect.
Now, you would think that creating viruses to sell the vaccine would be illegal, but no. The pharmaceutical industry, as Walker puts it, is, quote, a revolving door for all government officials, unquote.
A revolving door for all government officials?
Wow.
Yeah, for any industry though. So like in the pharma industry, all the government officials who review our drugs, they come work for pharma companies. Like in the military, like all the army and defense government officials eventually go work for the defense companies afterwards.
How do you feel about that revolving door? Like,
it's pretty good for the industry, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's bad for everyone else in America.
Why is it bad for everybody else?
Because if the regulators who have to approve our drugs know that once they stop being regulated, they want to go work for the company, they're not going to be as hard for the company. They were doing their job.
Right.
We talked to Dr.
So, yeah, obviously it's benefiting the company. It's not benefiting the average person. So these regulatory bodies that are actually supposed to be put in place to protect us, the consumer, the average citizen, are actually captured now by the pharmaceutical industry for the purpose of making profits, windfall profits, more and more every year with these new regulations. Now, here's the Pfizer CEO, Albert Bourla, I believe that's how it's pronounced, talking about, well, and this is as they're showing how much money they've made, talking about how he,
when it comes to
how the
working on
company
boosters
operates
every year, how do you know which strain you're targeting at this point?
You know, every time a strain comes up, we treat it like if it would be a suspicious strain, and we start working on it to see if we'll overcome the protection of the vaccine. Once we discover that there is a possibility, immediately we develop a kind of vaccine just in case the authorities will ask us to do it. It is not our job, other than discussing with the authorities, but eventually it is CDC, it's FDA, it's EMA in Europe, and other authorities that, looking at the data, will see, we want you to make a vaccine that looks like that, and then we will make it. And in order to avoid losing time, we start always, for every single virus, to prepare doing that.
Well, now it seems like they're going above and beyond just finding the viruses and making vaccines for them, but actually engineering the viruses themselves. Well, CEO, and this is the CEO of Pfizer, well, he was at the World Economic Forum in Davos, and the reason why we can tell here, I mean, it says here, but he's still wearing the same clothes as when Rebel News confronted him at Davos, asking him about the transmission. They knew ahead of time that these vaccines were not stopping the transmission, and he was asked directly about this and why he didn't come clean, why he didn't tell everybody, because these were the conditions for the lockdowns, the reasons why we even had lockdowns, mandates, all of these things in our own country. They knew ahead of time, and why didn't they tell us?
Mr. Borla, can I ask you, when did you know that the vaccines didn't stop transmission? How long did you know that without saying it publicly?
Thank you very much.
I'm sorry. Answer that question. I mean, we now know that the vaccines didn't stop transmission, but why did you keep it secret? You said it was 100% effective, then 90%, then 80%, then 70%. But we now know that the vaccines do not stop transmission. Why did you keep that secret?
Have a nice day.
I won't have a nice day until I know the answer. Why did you keep it a secret that your vaccine did not stop transmission?
Is it time to apologise to the world, sir? To give refunds back to the countries that poured all their money into your vaccine that doesn't work, your ineffective vaccine?
Yeah, you have a little bit around.
Are you not ashamed?
So it keeps going on. Are you not ashamed? Are you not ashamed? No, these people are not ashamed. It's not. I don't feel that it's a thing that they can feel. They'll just swim around in their Scrooge McDuck bin of money to make themselves feel better about this whole scenario. Now, this is, yeah, it's shocking news to hear. And of course, I'll leave all the links in the description down below to all the things that I just showed you in this video. Go check them out for yourself. Don't just take my word for it. But yeah, leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think of this whole situation where a pharmaceutical company is actually engineering viruses so that they can come out with the cure for them and then mandate that through your government authorities. Anyway, we'll see you in the next one. Keep on trucking.